Good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia, and I'm going to be giving the webinar today. First of all, I want to apologize for the delay. We had some technical problems this morning, so I'm sorry, and thank you for your patience. In any case, today I wanted to show you about the reports that you can create in ReFX. What these reports are useful for is to share the information on certain properties with someone, not giving them access to your account. They can see the information. Let's say you are working with a property, you're trying to make some negotiations with a property, and you want to share the comparables or the details of this information of this property with someone. That's what these reports are for. Let me show you. So I'm going to do a little search. And first of all, I want to make a comment here. You might see that my screen is a little different than yours. I mean, for example, here in search, I only have the search section and the parameters of my search, and you do not see the map. Most of you might be able to see the map on the right side. That's because I'm working in a small screen. The resolution on my screen is lower, so the system will show me only part of it, and I actually would have to switch view to see the map. Most of you will see the map side to the left side and the search to the right, to the left. And maybe when you change computer or you go onto a laptop or another computer, you see it different. It's not anything wrong with your system. It's just that depending on the resolution of your screen, the system adapts itself to the screen that you're using. That also changes. I'll show you right now. First of all, I'm going to do a little search to have some properties to create a report. Remember that if you have a question at any moment during the webinar, just please go ahead and type in your question in the chat section or in the question and answer section, and I'll try to answer them as we'll go along. So I'm doing a little search. I have here in Broward, for sale, single family. I have market value equal or less than 300, owner occupied, yes. And I'm going to click on search and see what we get with that. Okay, so here we have 952 properties. I'm going to just click on one of them and go to the overview of the property. So here I'm in the overview of the property. Remember that in the overview we have details. That's the details of the record, public record details of the property, sales history, and owner's information. I have, in this case, this one is active for sale, so I have additional links that will take me to IDX or Realtor.com. And then we have comparables. The comparables are properties in this area, by default 0.5 mile radius around the property that I'm looking, that were sold in the last 12 months. Based on this, the system calculates market value. Then we have active comparables. These are properties within 0.5 mile radius that are active for sale at this moment. Again, 10% more or less the same square footage as our subject property. Based on this, once the system calculates active value. Then we have distress comps. These are properties in the area that are underwater or upside down. They have very large depths on them. And we have, as reference, we have rental comps, B&B comps, And if the property has a mortgage on it, you'll have the mortgage information. Depending on what information is available for the property, if it's a foreclosure, you'll have a tab here for foreclosure. If it's a tax delinquent property, you'll have a tax tab here. If it was a probate, you would have a probate tab here. So depending on what information is available for the property, you'll have more or less tabs here. So let me show you the first report. This is something that I was talking to you about. So depending on the resolution of your screen, you'll either see an icon for reports that comprise all the reports available, or if your screen is bigger, you'll actually see all the icons separate one next to another. In my case, this screen I'm using today is small, so the system automatically comprises all the reports in only one icon with a drop down to save space in the screen. So let's see the property analysis report. If I click on it, the system will allow me to choose what information I actually want the report to show. I can select or deselect depending on what information I want to share. The details, as you see, actually what we have is the information on the different tabs: comparables, active comparables, distress comps, rental comps, B&B comps, mortgage, and X-ray report. I'm going to deselect the X-ray report because that's actually another report that I want to show you that can be included in the PAR report, but that you can create all by itself. So let's put details, comparables, active comparables. I'm going to take off rental comps and B&B comps just to make it a bit smaller. It's like I said, you choose what information you want to share. So I click on apply and that will create my report. As you see here, the report will have your contact information here on the top, because if you share the report with someone, they will have your contact information. What contact information do I show here? Well, that's the contact information I have in my profile. If I go to my home page, oh, sorry for that. Let's load it again. The system kicked me out. So I guess we'll have to start again. But let me show you where the profile information is first. Okay, if I go here to my control panel, click on the green little house on the top left corner, and I go to account, I have personal data. This data is something that we have in our file for you. This information is only for you and for us. This is your account information. And you have the profile data. This profile data is the data that the system will use in your reports and in some variables that you use to fill out contracts. So this information is the one that will be shown in your reports. This is your contact information. So let me do again the little search and go back. So let's put Broward, single family, for sale. Let's put owner occupied. Yes. Let's put market value equal or less than 300. And click on search. So I have here my results. Let's go to the property, click on the property analysis report again, deselect rental and BNB comps and X-ray report and click on apply. So here we are again. We have our contact information here on the top. We have the property details here. Then we have the legal description, sales history, owner's information, and then I have my comparables. The comparables will show me the map and they will show me the oh, I didn't select single family, I think. Let's go back to search. Yes, I did. Wow. Well, here it will show me the map and it will show me the list of comparables. This house, this particular property did not have comparables. That's strange. But it did have one active comparable and it had this comps. So what can I do with this report? I can either print it if I have a printer connected to my computer and I actually want to have it on paper. I just click here and print and actually print it. I don't have a printer computer connected to my computer, so that's why I can't actually print it. I usually just save it as PDF. So let's close this. And that's one way to share it. Print it on paper and actually share it with paper. That's something we try not to do anymore. We have to be environmentally friendly, so we don't print anything on paper. Let's click on save. If I save it, save, let's click on save, and the system should save it. Well, today is Friday. I think my computer or my system knows it's Friday, even though we're all in lockdown and we still at home anyways, but for some reason, the save button isn't doing anything for me right now. Okay, once I save it, the system should ask me to give a name to this report. I would usually use the name, the address of the properties to be able to identify, let's say, PAR report 1003 Hillsborough Mile. And then where do I retrieve this report? My system is stuck. I'm going to refresh. 5. I'm going to refresh. It's got stuck for some reason. I'm sorry for all this inconvenience. So how do I share my reports? Once I save them, I can retrieve them in my control panel going to documents. I'll show you right now how to do that. And I can actually send the link to the report in an email to anyone, in an email, in a WhatsApp message. And so they can actually see all that information that you comprised in your property analysis report in this case. I'll show you that as soon as this loads. Let's see. Meanwhile, this loads, and again, I'm sorry for this. Do we have any questions? Okay, is my this is how they will see it when you send it. As you see, you have your contact information here, and there is no REFX identification actually in the report. It's properties, details, the comparables that you chose to share, and anything that you chose to share in the report. Let me try to log into REFX again. And where do I see my reports once I save them? I go here in Documents in my control panel. I click on the little green house and go to my control panel. And here's where my reports are saved. From here, from my reports, I can open it again for me to see, or I can click here and copy URL, and here with this URL is how I would share it. I would go to my email and paste that link, and anyone that received this email with this link can just click on the link and open the report that I'm sharing with them. So that's a way for me to share the information on a particular property that I'm looking at. Let's go back to REFX and show you the other reports that I can create. I'm just going to go to my follow-up and choose a property from my follow-up and work from there. So I'll go to the overview of this property and show you the other reports. Then we have the BPO report. What is the BPO report? That's broker opinion report. This report will only include comparables. It will show me the comparables, the information on the properties that were sold in the area and the properties that are active for sale in another way, so I can actually compare the subject property to the ones that are included in the list of the comparables. Let's click on apply and let me show you. Again, you have your contact information here, the subject properties information here, and now we have the comparables. These are the properties that were listed as comparables, and you have distance from my subject property, build value, property type, land value, stories, tax value, units, address, number of beds, number of bathrooms, city, lot size, gross area, folio number, sold price, total square feet, zip code, days on the market, listing number, pool, waterfront, year built, foreclosure status, yes or no, original price, and living area. So it shows you one next to another so you can actually compare it. Then you have the active comps distributed in the same way. Again, I can print it or save it. Let me show you how it actually saved now. It will open here and ask me to give it a name. Let's put BPO web test. And click on OK. Once it's saved, again, I can go to my control panel and in documents, let's refresh. And now I have my new report. I can delete the old ones if I want. Let's click here and delete. Yes. Okay. Or I can filter if I need to look for an old report that I know I have here, I can search for them by date or a folio number or address. That's why we usually use the address as the name of the reports. Or I can delete all if I want. So here in my documents in my control panel and documents is where I find all the reports that I have saved. So let's go back to the overview. So we have seen the property analysis report, the BPO report. Let's see the subdivision report. Single family, apply. The subdivision report is not actually property based. It's not something that is taking the subject property that you're looking at and analyzing it against anything. This is analyzing the area that you're looking at and the subdivisions in the area. It is in that specific zip code. It will show you all the subdivisions and distressed properties, pre-foreclosed properties, foreclosed properties, total upside down, not in for more than 30% equity, total sold in the last 3 months of inventory, medium sold price in the last 3 months, and price increase. So this is not an analysis of the property, it's an analysis of the area per subdivision. So this way you know what subdivisions are selling better. So that's what this analysis is for. This is the subdivision report. Again, You can print it or you can save it, sorry, to have it in your documents and share the link for it. Let's go back to my overview and see the next report. The next report is the X-ray report. Again, this report is not actually property based, it's just an analysis. I'll show you that it's actually an analysis of how the market has been acting in the area where the property is located. This is by default is a 0.5 mile radius around the property that you're looking at. You can change that. You can either decrease it or increase it if you want. I'm going to leave it as default. This X-ray report, I'll leave it as default and click on apply and show you what it shows you. Like it said, this is an analysis of how the market has been acting in the area. Let's wait for the system to generate. So it will show distressed properties in those foreclosed, upside down, not in foreclosure, active for sale, owner occupied, not owner occupied in this area compared to the rest of the county. If we keep scrolling down, we see total pre-foreclosed, total foreclosed, active for sale, pre-foreclosed, not for sale, pre-foreclosed with less than 0% equity, pre-foreclosed with more than 0 equity, pre-foreclosed with more than 30% equity. So we see the comparison on this area as opposed to the rest of the county. We can keep scrolling down and we'll see total foreclosed, pre-foreclosed. We see upside down, not in foreclosure. We see total active for sale, properties for sale with 30% equity. Total sold in the last 6 months, to average sold in the last 6 months, months of inventory, average sold price in the past 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. Medium sold price, and the graphics that go with all this information. Again, I can print it or save it. If I save it, I'll have it in my documents and I can share that information. Let's go back to my overview and see the next report. This is the discount report. This again, I am able to increase or decrease the area that I want my report. By default, again, all defaults and REIFacs that include distance are 0.5 mile radius. So let's leave it at default and click on apply. The discount report will show me properties that are pre-foreclosed and foreclosed in the area where the subject property is. The total property pre amount of discount in the subject area. Okay, I have a question here from Isabel. Hello, Isabel. And my new REIFacs, why do I have to sync my email account? Can you please show us the benefits of synchronizing my email to my account? Okay, let me finish here about the report and I'll show you why we synchronize. I know it's a little bit tricky to synchronize your email, but I'll show you the benefits. So here's my discount report that will show me the pre-foreclosed details and the foreclosed details and the average amount of discount. Again, I can print it or save it and share this information with someone through the link. So those are all the reports I can create: the property analysis report, the BPO report, the subdivision report, the extra report, and the discount report. All those reports can be saved and shared by a link. Do we have any questions about the Okay, just go ahead and type your questions. Let me answer you about synchronizing our email with REFX. Here in settings, emails, the system asked me to synchronize my email with my REFX account. What I would do was select Gmail off, type in my email address, and type in the password I use for my email address, not my REFX account. This password here is the password I have for my Gmail account. Once I do that, I click on Save and Test Connection. Give me error because I haven't done all the steps. If you are having problems synchronizing your email, we'll send you an email with all the steps to set it up. Actually, you have to open your email on the next tab in the same browser and activate less secure apps and CAPTCHA so that the system will actually be able to have access to your email account. What's the importance of having your email account synchronized with your REFX account? That way you can actually send contracts or emails, and if you have professional, you can send text messages. For example, from here, from my follow-up, I can select a property. Let me look for properties that have my contact information in. I can select a property and click on send. Again, this is an icon that comprises several icons that you might have all by themselves up here. In my case, they are all comprised in send. I can send an email to this person, just clicking here, and it is actually using my Gmail account, but that is synchronized with my REFX account. I type in my email and click on send, and it's sending that email. It also uses the Gmail account to send text messages. Even though they receive it as a text message, the system actually uses the Gmail account to send out. Emails were successfully sent. The text messages, the SMS, go out through your Gmail account and they receive it in their phone as a text message, although they do not see actually a phone number, they see a code from Gmail. So if you are sending text messages from your REFX account and you actually want them to answer you to your phone, you would have to put your phone number in the actual body of the text, because they'll receive it as a text message with a code from Gmail and not with an actual phone number. So that's why you need to set up and synchronize your Gmail account with your REFX account. We do recommend you use Gmail, regular Gmail accounts, and we can give you full support for that. Even though the system does work, let me close this and let me show you that. Okay, settings. Even though the system does work with Hotmail, Yahoo, AOL, and domains, if you are trying to synchronize a personal domain, you would have to contact your domain administrator and have them, let me click here on older. If you are trying to synchronize a domain, the server address, the server port are something that your domain administrator will have to provide for you. We do not have access to that, so we can help you actually synchronize a domain email. Our advice is that you create a Gmail account that works with IMAP and does not have this problem. It does work, but it's your domain administrator that has to help you do the synchronization. With regular Gmail account, we send you an email with the steps and a video on how to do it. And if you still have problems, just give us a call or Blue Bubble, that's a live chat, do the synchronization of your email account. So in any case, just let me know, Isabel, if you have been able to synchronize it, or I'll send you the email, or give me a call later on, or open a chat and I'll help you synchronize your email. Do we have any other questions? Well, if we don't have any more questions, I'm very happy to have had this chat with you today. I hope the information I gave you is useful, and hope to see you all here next Friday. Have a great weekend and enjoy your day. Bye.